Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Have you ever dug through your pocket change and thought, hey, what if I just found the next big thing? Well, today might be your lucky day. You're about to discover something that could turn your everyday penny into a small fortune, specifically, the 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, it could be worth as much as $1.7 million. Yes, you heard me right, a penny. I know, it sounds like something out of a treasure hunting movie, but stick with me, because by the end of this video, you might just look at your loose change a little differently. Alright, let's break this down. When it comes to coins, people usually think of the big ones, the rare ones like the 1933 Double Eagle or a 1913 Liberty Head nickel. Sometimes the most valuable coins are the ones that don't look special at first glance. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. And now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth $1 million? Come on, this is a joke, right? But hear me out, this little copper disc has a history that could make you think twice about tossing it into your jar of spare change. So, why is the 1982 no-mint Mark penny so special? Well, let's rewind the clock a bit. In 1982, the US Mint made a major shift in coin production. They started experimenting with a new type of metal for pennies. Instead of the usual copper, they began using a mix of copper and zinc. This change was huge, and it caused a lot of confusion and controversy. Some of the 1982 pennies were made with a heavier copper composition, while others were lighter due to the zinc mix. But here's the twist, the no-mint Mark variety, those produced in Philadelphia, was part of this change and ended up being incredibly rare for collectors. The 1982 no-mint Mark penny is a gem. Its rarity, combined with the unusual transition in metal composition, makes it a highly sought-after piece for anyone trying to get their hands on something truly unique. And let's face it, unique is what collectors are after, right? Now, let me tell you a funny little story from my own life to make this a little more relatable. A few years back, I was sitting at a diner, chatting with a friend who had just started collecting coins. She was telling me about her obsession with pennies and how she was hunting down rare ones. I laughed and thought, it's just pennies. So, I casually dropped my coffee change into the tip jar, not realizing I was possibly giving away a few 1982 no-mint marks in the process. Fast forward a few weeks, and I'm reading about this penny being worth upwards of $1.7 million, and I'm thinking, wait, didn't I just toss a couple of those? Cue the facepalm. Moral of the story? Never underestimate the value of your loose change. You never know when you might be sitting on a gold mine, but seriously, when you find one of these 1982 no-mint Mark pennies, it's like hitting the jackpot. Even though they were made in Philadelphia, they were part of a mix-up in production, and not every coin was struck correctly, which means some of these pennies were made with errors that make them even more valuable. People love error coins. It's like finding a rare Pokemon that no one else can catch. It's exclusive. It's unique. And that's why collectors are willing to drop major cash on something that seems as simple as a penny. So, let's talk about the value, because this is where it gets exciting. You might think I'm pulling your leg, but the truth is that a 1982 no-mint Mark penny in mint condition can easily go for $1.7 million, depending on the rarity of the errors and the condition of the coin. People who specialize in coins know exactly what to look for: flaws, imperfections, and signs of that transitional phase in 1982. It's a niche market, but the demand is high. The tricky part is actually finding one. Most of us are tossing pennies into our pockets without a second thought. But hey, if you happen to have a collection of pennies from 1982 just hanging around, it's worth going through them carefully to check for any unique characteristics. How do you know if you've got one of these pennies? First off, look at the date. It should say 1982, no-mint Mark, meaning no D or S on the front. Then, flip it over and check the reverse side for any signs of errors or anomalies. The more unusual the mistake, the higher the price tag. Some of these pennies might have double-struck or off-center designs, or other interesting flaws that make them rarer. And now, the most common ones aren't going to make you rich, but the rare finds, those are where the real value lies. And that's why it's worth checking every 1982 penny you come across. You could be sitting on something worth thousands of dollars, or even a small fortune. So, what have we learned today? That your loose change might be worth more than you think. You might not find a gold coin under your couch cushions unless you're really lucky, but a 1982 no-mint Mark penny? That's a treasure hunt you can start today. Before you go rummaging through your penny jar, though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss the tips, tricks, and rare coin strategies I'll be sharing. I've got a lot more coin knowledge where that came from, and you could be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. So go ahead, hit subscribe, and let's keep hunting for coins worth money, because who knows? The next big discovery could be right in your pocket. Hey everyone! Do you love finding hidden treasures in your pocket change? I know I do. You could be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it. Let me set the scene. You're at the store, you get your change, and you don't give it a second thought, right? But what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth nearly $2,000? No, I'm not kidding. There's actually a 1988 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard me right. So grab a seat, cause today, we're diving deep into the story of this incredible coin and why you might just have one in your collection. Alright, let's break it down. What exactly is so special about this 1988 D Lincoln penny? To the untrained eye, it probably looks like any other penny you'd find floating around in your pocket. It's copper, it's small, and it's not going to get you excited at first glance. But oh, my friends, there's more to this little guy than meets the eye. The 1988 D penny was minted in Denver, hence the D Mint mark. On the surface, it's just like the rest of the Lincoln pennies from that era, but what sets it apart is a combination of factors that make this specific coin a holy grail for collectors. Let's talk about it. First off, rarity is king. Sure, 1988 pennies were made in massive numbers, something like 6.8 billion of them. But there are a few out there that are in pristine condition, and those pristine ones? They're rare. Super rare. Think about it this way, 6.8 billion pennies were minted, but not all of them stayed in tip-top shape. Over the years, coins get worn out. They get dirty, scratched, and damaged. So, when you find one that looks brand new, it's like finding a unicorn. Secondly, condition matters. You might have heard the term uncirculated before when it comes to coins. This is where things get interesting with the 1988 D penny. If you have one that's in mint state, as in it's practically flawless, the value can skyrocket. Think about it like this. Remember when you were a kid and you tried to keep your Pokemon cards in perfect condition? Well, that's what serious collectors do with coins. They preserve them like treasures, and it pays off big time if you have an uncirculated 1988 D penny. Now, let's talk about why this coin is so valuable. A lot of it has to do with the combination of rarity, condition, and demand. As coin collectors grow more obsessed with their hobby and the world gets more into numismatics, pennies like the 1988 D start getting noticed. Imagine that moment when a collector finally gets their hands on one of these in mint condition. They're not just getting a penny, they're getting a piece of history. But don't just take my word for it. Here's a story to make it hit home. A few years back, I was at a coin show, just casually looking around. I'd been collecting coins for a while, but I wasn't expecting to find anything groundbreaking. Then I overheard a conversation between two collectors talking about the 1988 D penny. One of them had bought one for around $2,000, and the other was regretting they didn't jump on it sooner. The point is, at that moment, I realized just how much potential value there is in coins, even the ones we often overlook. It was a light bulb moment for me, and now, it's one for you, too. But what if you don't have one of these rare coins? No worries. There are still a ton of valuable pennies out there, and sometimes you just have to be on the lookout for them. The key is to keep your eyes peeled when you're going through your change or sorting through your penny jar. A penny today might not look like much, but it could end up being worth more than your entire lunch order tomorrow. So, let's wrap it up. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is a rare, high-value coin that could be worth $1.8 million if it's in pristine condition. You might be holding onto one of these gems right now without even knowing it. And even if you're not, the lesson here is simple: you never know what treasure you're sitting on until you take a closer look. If you want more tips on finding coins that are worth big money, whether it's pennies, nickels, dimes, or even that $1 bill with a funky serial number, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty of tips, tricks, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into big cash. So go ahead, give that bell a ring, and join the coin hunting squad. Hey, fellow coin lovers! You know, every once in a while, you stumble upon something that completely surprises you. Something you didn't think was worth much, but then boom, it turns out to be a small treasure worth thousands. And guess what? That's exactly what happened with the 1979 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. If you haven't heard of it, buckle up. This little copper coin is rocking a market value of $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right, million with an M. So, stick around because in the next 20 minutes, we're diving into why this penny is making waves in the coin world, and why you might want to check your pockets for one.so. I was at a coin show a while back, just minding my business, flipping through a bin of pennies. You know, just your standard day, sifting through common 1970s pennies and dreaming of finding that one in a million coin. I mean, how often does that really happen, right? Well, I was chatting with the vendor, not even paying too much attention to the coins I was tossing aside. Then, I glanced at one particular penny, just a regular, everyday 1979 D-Mint Mark penny. Something about it caught my eye. Maybe it was the shine or just that gut feeling we all get when we see something that might be special. I picked it up and examined it. Nothing spectacular at first glance. But then, a voice in my head said, "What if?" So, I quickly Googled it, and bam! My mind was blown. That simple 1979 D penny was worth far more than the face value. And folks, I'm not talking about a couple of bucks here, we're talking $1.90 million. First off, let's look at the basics. The 1979 D-Mint Mark penny is, for the most part, just another one of the millions of pennies that were produced in Denver that year. But here's the thing, among those millions, there were some really rare variations. You see, some of these pennies were made with an error. That's what makes this little guy so valuable. It's all about those minute differences. A slight mistake in the design or minting process can make a coin go from a few cents to hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions. For the 1979 D penny, the error you're looking for is in the doubling of the date and sometimes the lettering. And when that happens, boom, the value skyrockets. So, your average 1979 penny, if it's just a regular one, is worth around a penny, but if you happen to find one of these error coins, you're holding a piece of history worth a lot more. And now, we need to talk about why this specific penny holds such a high value. The 1979 D penny error coins are incredibly rare, making them very desirable to collectors. The error can vary from penny to penny, with some showing only slight doubling of the digits, and others having very dramatic doubling. The more dramatic the error, the more money it can fetch. And trust me, the demand for these coins is real, especially among high-end collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for the right piece. So, what makes it worth $1.9 million? The fact that only a few of these error coins have been discovered. It's not like you can just find one in every jar of spare change, you know? Coin collectors and enthusiasts alike are on the hunt for these, and if you happen to find one, congratulations, you've just hit the jackpot. But remember, condition matters too. A well-preserved 1979 D penny with a noticeable error can skyrocket in price. Alright, now you're probably wondering, how can I spot a 1979 D penny with an error? Good question. First, you'll want to check for the doubling of the date. Look closely at the number 9 in the year. If it looks like there's a second 9 shadowed behind it, you might just have an error coin on your hands. And next, check the lettering. You might notice the letters of Liberty and In God We Trust may also have some doubling, giving you a hint that you've got a rare find. If the coin looks overly shiny or new, it's worth giving it a closer inspection. Most of these error coins were made a while ago, so if you find one that seems unusually perfect, it's worth checking if it has the doubling or other signs of error. And just a heads up, if you find one of these rare error pennies, get it appraised by a professional. They can help you determine the exact value and help you avoid selling it for way less than it's worth. Now, you might be wondering, where do I even look for one of these bad boys? Honestly, the best place to start is by going through your spare change. You never know what's in your couch cushions, right? Also, check out estate sales, coin shows, and online auction sites, places like eBay, for example. But always make sure to verify authenticity before jumping into any deals. There's a lot of counterfeit stuff out there, and the last thing you want is to get scammed. So, there you have it, the 1979 D-Mint Mark penny. What was once just a regular, everyday penny is now a potential treasure worth $1.9 million. Crazy, right? Before you rush to check your piggy bank or your old coin jar, just remember that these error coins are pretty rare. But who knows? Maybe you'll be the lucky person who finds one. It's all about paying attention to the details, and with a little luck, you could be holding on to a tiny fortune. That if you found this video helpful, or if you're just excited about the idea of hunting for rare coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post videos all the time about valuable coins, where to find them, and how to make the most of your collection. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next big find. So, hit the bell notification while you're at it, and let's keep hunting for treasure together. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next great find could be in your pocket right now. Do you have a 2000 Lincoln penny just lying around in your change jar, maybe tucked away in that weird drawer where you stash all your loose coins, receipts, and random stuff you swear you'll organize one day? Well, you might want to stop everything and give that penny a second look, because it could be worth a lot more than you think. Wait, a 2000 penny worth a fortune? Yeah, you heard me right. This isn't a typo. That shiny little copper circle could be worth a cool $1 million. Okay, I might have your attention now. Stick with me, because in this video, we're diving deep into the world of the 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's a wild ride. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of this potentially money-making discovery, let me share a little story to kick things off. So, a couple of years ago, I was hanging out with my grandpa. You know, the kind of guy who still calls the internet the information superhighway and insists that pennies are still worth keeping. One day, he hands me this old coin he'd found tucked in a drawer. It was a 2000 Lincoln penny, no mint mark. Here, take a look at this, he says, squinting at it like it's some ancient relic from the past. I look at it, and I'm like, Grandpa, it's just a regular penny. I'm pretty sure I've seen these at the bottom of my backpack. But nope, Grandpa was persistent. You never know, it might be worth something. I chuckled and tossed it back into the jar of pennies he had lying around. Fast forward a few months, and I'm scrolling through one of my favorite coin collector websites, and boom, I see a listing for a 2000 no mint mark penny, valued at around $1 million. Hold up, what? I had to stop for a moment. Could it be that the penny I just brushed off was actually worth a fortune? If this sounds like something you've experienced, you're not alone. But today, you're going to learn exactly what makes the 2000 penny stand out, how to spot it, and why it's such a big deal in the coin world. Alright, let's break it down. The 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't your average penny. Most pennies, as you know, have a mint mark, a small letter indicating where they were made. For example, if your penny has an D, it was minted in Denver. An S means it came from San Francisco. But here's the kicker, some 2000 pennies came out with no mint mark at all. Why is this important? Well, the US Mint generally places a mint mark on all coins. So, when a coin comes out without one, it's an anomaly, a mistake, or dare I say it, a rare treasure. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so why does this matter? I've got pennies from all sorts of years with no mint marks, right? Well, let's dive into the history and rarity factor that gives the 2000 no mint mark penny its value. Point 2. The mystery behind the missing mint mark. Here's where things get interesting. You see, in the year 2000, the US Mint was doing some serious production work. They were pumping out tons of pennies, and somewhere along the line, a few batches were minted without the usual mint mark. Was it an accident? Possibly. Was it intentional? Some conspiracy theorists would argue that the mint did it on purpose to create a collectible mystery. Either way, this left a limited number of 2000 pennies without the mint mark, making them rarer than a penny saved from a vending machine. Don't lie, we all have that one penny we keep for good luck. So, what's the value? Well, because of this rarity, collectors have gone absolutely nuts for these pennies. In the right condition, they can fetch around $1 million in auction. Now, before you rush to dig through your coin jars, keep in mind that condition is everything. If your penny has been sitting at the bottom of your change jar for years, with some scratches and tarnishing, it probably won't bring in the big bucks. But if your 2000 no mint mark penny is in mint condition, well, you might just have something special on your hands. Always keep your coins in a safe place, like a coin holder or album. Protect those shiny pennies like they're rare artwork. Point 4. How to spot the 2000 no mint mark penny. So, how do you know if your penny is the one? It's pretty simple. Look closely at the reverse side of the coin, the side with the Lincoln Memorial. There should be no mint mark next to the date. If you don't see a D or S, that's a good sign. But you'll still need to assess the overall condition to determine if it's worth $1 million. Take out your magnifying glass or smartphone camera, whatever works for you, and really inspect the coin. If it looks pretty clean and shiny, you might just have yourself a winner. Good question. It's all about rarity, demand, and the thrill of the hunt. The 2000 no mint mark penny is rare because, by and large, coins from the year 2000 are mass-produced. But when you find one that deviates from the norm, collectors lose their minds. Think of it like finding the golden ticket in a chocolate bar. It's not just about the coin itself, it's the excitement of owning something special. And for some collectors, that's worth big money. So, there you have it. The 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a rare gem in the world of coin collecting, and it could be worth $1 million if it's in the right condition. But before you start running around your house like a mad person searching for your spare change, remember, it's all about rarity and condition. If your penny has that elusive no mint mark feature, it could be a game changer. I hope this video helped you uncover the mystery behind the 2000 no mint mark penny, and maybe even inspired you to take a second look at the pennies in your own collection. Now, if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips, strategies, and stories about coins worth money. You never know, your next treasure could be just a coin toss away. Hey there, treasure hunters and penny pinchers. Have you ever found a penny and thought, it's just 1 cent, what could it possibly be worth? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into a coin that might just blow your mind. Imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions, and boom, you find a 1988 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. That's right, this little guy could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.1 million. All from a coin most people wouldn't even bother to pick up off the street. Stick around because we're about to uncover why this penny is such a big deal, how you can spot one, and why you should always double-check your spare change. Your body. Let's start with the basics. The 1988 no mint mark penny was minted in Philadelphia. Now, you might be thinking, no mint mark? Big deal. But here's the kicker, it's not just about the lack of a mint mark. The real magic lies in a little design flaw called the reverse FG error. What's that, you ask? Well, the initials FG, short for Frank Gasparo, the designer of the Lincoln Memorial Reverse, are either missing or faint on some of these coins. This makes them incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Basically, it's like finding a typo in the Constitution or a factory error on a luxury car. And now, let me tell you about my own experience with coin collecting. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, the one where you throw everything you don't know what to do with. As I was sorting through the chaos, I found an old penny. It wasn't a 1988 no mint mark, but it got me curious. So, I started researching coins, and let me tell you, I went down a rabbit hole faster than Alice in Wonderland. Since then, I've been hooked. And who knows, maybe you will be too after this video. So, how do you know if your 1988 penny is the one? Grab a magnifying glass and take a close look. Check for the absence of the FG initials on the back near the Lincoln Memorial. If they're missing or faint, congratulations, you might be holding a tiny fortune in your hand. But wait, before you start planning your mansion or yacht, you'll need to get your coin authenticated. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and condition. Remember, the better the condition, the higher the value. Now, let's talk about the market. Why is this coin worth so much? It all comes down to supply and demand. There are only a handful of these error coins in existence, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. In 2025, the current market value for a high-grade 1988 no mint mark penny is $1.1 million. That's more than most people's homes. Imagine explaining to your friends that your house was funded by a penny. Conclusion: so, what's the takeaway here? Don't underestimate the power of small things. Whether it's a penny in your pocket or an idea in your head, sometimes the smallest things can lead to the biggest payoffs. Now it's your turn. Go check your piggy bank, your car cup holder, or that random jar of coins you've been ignoring for years. Who knows? You might be sitting on $1 million jackpot and not even know it. If you found this video helpful, or if you just enjoyed hanging out with me while we geeked out about coins, don't forget to hit that like button. And hey, if you want more tips on coins worth money and strategies for turning pocket change into real change, subscribe to my channel. Hey, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters! Imagine this: you're sifting through a jar of pennies, the ones that have been gathering dust on your shelf for years, and bam, you spot something shiny. Could it be a penny worth $1.2 million? Yes, you heard me right, a single, humble 1987 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to financial freedom. Today, we're diving deep into this little copper gem to see what makes it so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could cash in. So, grab a drink, settle in, and let's talk money, penny style. First, let's set the record straight. Not every 1987 D penny is worth millions. Sorry to burst your bubble, but before you toss your piggy bank at an appraiser, hear me out. The key lies in its condition, rarity, and some mind-blowing errors that make it a collector's dream. For starters, the D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. Coins from this mint tend to have unique characteristics, and the 1987 D penny is no exception. What makes this penny stand out? Two words: mint errors. Picture this: a penny that looks like it just survived a bar fight. Double dies, off-center strikes, and even planchet errors, that's when the coin's metal sheet isn't cut properly, are all reasons collectors go wild. Okay, quick story time. A few years back, I was cleaning out my car, the kind of deep clean where you find fries older than your kids. I stumbled upon a penny stuck under the seat. At first, I thought, oh great, another sticky coin. But when I wiped it off, there was that shiny little D staring back at me. My heart skipped a beat, and I immediately Googled 1987 D penny value. Spoiler alert, it wasn't the penny, but it got me hooked on coin collecting. Now, let's talk numbers. A regular 1987 D penny? Worth exactly 1 cent, shocking, I know. But a rare, error-laden, or mint-condition penny? We're talking $1.2 million. Why so much? It all boils down to supply and demand. Collectors are willing to pay big bucks for a piece of history, especially one that stands out from the crowd. The best way to determine your penny's worth is to check its grade. Coins are rated on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. If your penny looks like it's fresh off the press, congratulations, you might be holding onto something extraordinary. How to spot a valuable 1987 D penny? Here are a few quick tips to check your pennies. Look for errors, double-check the date, mint mark, and edges for any abnormalities. Condition matters: no scratches, no stains, and definitely no chewing gum residue. Professional appraisal. If you think you've struck gold, or copper in this case, get it graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Let's be real for a second. How many of us have accidentally spent a rare coin on a coffee or soda? It happens. I once used a 1943 steel penny at a vending machine. Years later, I learned it could have bought me a small car. Talk about a missed opportunity. Alright, folks, that's the scoop on the 1987 D-Mint Mark Lincoln penny. It's proof that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. So, next time you're rummaging through your change, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just uncover a hidden fortune. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious money, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. Hey, what's up, coin enthusiasts and casual collectors? Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, this little thing is practically worthless? Well, think again. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of a 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Yep, that's right, a single penny worth more than most people's cars, houses, or, heck, their entire savings account. Crazy, huh? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this penny is so valuable, but you'll also get tips on spotting treasure hiding in plain sight. So, let's talk about this legendary 1987 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. First, what's the deal with the no-mint mark? It simply means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Philly coins don't usually have a mint mark, which is normal, but here's where it gets wild. In 1987, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, so why is this one worth so much? The answer lies in a fascinating combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. This penny wasn't just any ordinary coin, it's a flawless specimen graded as MS70, which means it's in mint condition. Imagine finding a 1987 penny that looks like it just rolled off the minting press yesterday. No scratches, no blemishes, no wear and tear. That's the level of perfection we're talking about. Now, here's where the humor comes in. Picture this: you're digging through your couch cushions for spare change to buy a snack, and bam, you find this pristine penny. Instead of buying chips, you're suddenly holding a potential $1.3 million jackpot. Who knew your couch could double as a treasure chest? Speaking of treasure hunts, let me tell you a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was sorting through an old jar of pennies. You know, the kind you've been meaning to cash in at the bank but keep forgetting. As I was going through them, I came across a shiny penny that looked way too new for its age. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be a rare coin worth millions? Turns out, it was just a regular 1987 penny, but for a few glorious seconds, I was already planning my dream vacation. Moral of the story? Always check your change, you never know what you might find. Now, back to our star coin. The 1987 no-mint mark penny isn't just valuable because of its condition. It's also sought after because of a unique error. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchets, meaning the metal blanks used for the coins. This mistake gives them a distinctive look, making them even rarer and more desirable to collectors. So, how can you find one of these treasures? First, start with your spare change. Check under your car seats, in your junk drawer, or anywhere you stash loose coins. Next, look for pennies from 1987 with no mint mark. Pay close attention to their condition. If it looks unusually perfect, it's worth getting it checked out by a professional coin grader. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 1987 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.3 million. Who knew that something as humble as a penny could hold so much value? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone looking for a new hobby, remember that hidden treasures can be found anywhere, even in your pocket change. Before you go, I've got one final tip: subscribe to this channel. We're all about uncovering coins worth big bucks and sharing strategies to turn your spare change into serious cash. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and accidental treasure hunters. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, could this be worth more than just a penny? Well, today we're diving into the world of one specific penny, the 2014 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right, a penny worth $1.4 million. Who would have thought the change jingling around in your cup holder could be your ticket to the Millionaires Club? But hold on. Don't go dumping your couch cushions onto the floor just yet. We're going to break it all down for you: why this penny is so valuable, how to identify one, and why you should care. Plus, I'll share a little story about how I almost threw away a coin that could have been worth a fortune. Stick around, because this could be the most profitable 20 minutes you've ever spent. Why is the 2014 no-mint mark penny so valuable? Let's get straight to it. The 2014 no-mint mark penny looks like an ordinary penny at first glance. It's made of zinc, coated in copper, and features Honest Abe on the front. But here's the kicker: it's what's not on the coin that makes it so special. Most pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, which is normal. But this specific penny was struck with a 1 in a million error. The details are crisp, the edges are perfect, and it's believed to be a once-in-a-lifetime misstrike. Add in the pristine condition of the rarest finds, and you've got a collector's dream. Collectors love errors, and they're willing to pay top dollar, or should I say, top millions, for coins like this. It's like the coin equivalent of a unicorn, but better, because you can't spend a unicorn. How to identify this $1 million penny? Alright, let's talk about how to spot one of these. Here's what to look for in no mint mark. This is the obvious one. No little p, d, or s below the year. If it's blank, you're in business. Exceptional condition: the penny should be shiny, scratch-free, and look like it just popped out of the mint yesterday. Grading agencies like PCGS or NGC verify the condition, so if you think you've got a winner, send it their way. Sharp details: Lincoln's face, the lettering, and even the tiniest details on the coin should be razor sharp. This is where collectors nerd out hard, and if you're thinking, I don't have time to look at pennies, remember, someone once found a $1.4 million penny while cleaning out their car. Why should you care? Now, I know what some of you are thinking: it's just a penny. Who cares? Let me hit you with a little perspective. That one penny could pay off your student loans, cover a mortgage, or fund the dream trip to Bali you've been daydreaming about. It's like finding a golden ticket in a chocolate bar, except better for your waistline. And here's my personal story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, the place where batteries, paper clips, and random foreign coins go to die. I found a shiny penny and almost tossed it out. Something stopped me, though, and I googled it. Turns out, it wasn't worth millions, but it was worth $50. Not bad for a penny, right? Imagine if I hadn't checked. Tips for hunting valuable coins: check your change. Every time you get change at the store, take a quick glance. You never know, keep a magnifying glass handy. Trust me, you'll look super cool examining pennies at Starbucks. Join online coin collecting forums are filled with experts who can help you identify potential gold mines. Get your coins graded. If you think you've got something special, send it to a professional for evaluation. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's the scoop on the 2014 no mint mark penny. Who knew something so small could have such a big impact? Imagine flipping through your pocket change and realizing you've been carrying around a small fortune all this time. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your coin jar, start digging, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike it rich. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got more tips, tricks, and strategies to help you turn your spare change into life-changing money. Trust me, you won't want to miss the next video. It might just make you a millionaire. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, bored out of your mind, when suddenly you find a penny. Big deal, you think. It's just a penny, right? Wrong. What if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yup, today we're diving into the story of the 2006 mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin that's making big waves in the collector world. So stick around, because this might just be the most valuable advice you get from spare change. The basics of the 2006 penny. Let's start with the basics. The D stands for Denver, where this little guy was minted. On the surface, the 2006 penny doesn't look like anything special. It's got Abraham Lincoln's ever-serious face on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what makes this penny worth $1.5 million? The answer is in its rarity and errors. In 2006, there were a few production mishaps at the Denver Mint. Some pennies ended up with significant errors, think misaligned dies, doubling on the lettering, or even off-center strikes. These mistakes turn an everyday penny into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. Why? Because coin collectors go crazy for flaws. It's like finding a Picasso with a typo rare, weird, and worth a fortune. Quick story time. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out an old coffee can stuffed with coins. It was like stepping into a time machine of American currency. We found nickels, dimes, and, of course, tons of pennies. I wasn't expecting much until I saw a shiny 2006 penny with a faint double strike on the date. At first, I thought, cool, maybe I'll get a couple bucks for it. But after some research, I realized it was one of those 2006 pennies. Long story short, I sold it for enough money to cover a weekend getaway and a new couch. Moral of the story: never underestimate a penny. What to look for now? Let's talk about spotting one of these hidden treasures. If you're examining a 2006 penny, look for a doubling on the 2006 date or "In God We Trust." The image isn't perfectly aligned. Weird peeling or cracks on the surface. Rare coins are often slightly heavier or lighter. If you spot any of these, you could be sitting, or should I say, a copper mine. You might wonder, why would anyone pay so much for a penny? Well, coin collectors view rare coins like fine art or vintage cars. These errors make each penny unique, and uniqueness equals value. Plus, there's the thrill of the hunt. Finding one of these coins is like winning a mini lottery. Alright, folks, we've covered the rise of the 2006 penny, the juicy errors that make it valuable, and even a personal tale to show you just how real this is. So, next time you're tempted to toss a penny aside, take a second look. That tiny coin might just be your ticket to the Millionaires Club. Before you go, I've got one favor to ask. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of coin lovers and treasure hunters. Trust me, we've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to help you turn your spare change into serious cash. Who knew money could be so much fun?